Hello, it's Fergal O'Burne here. I'm the writer of the upcoming play Rub-a-Dub-Dub. I'm delighted to be asked to give a brief introduction and overview of the play by Birgit and Christopher, so thank you. So let me just tell you a bit about Rub-a-Dub-Dub. Well, first of all, I think the name deserves a little bit of explanation. In my research for this play, I wanted to have three old friends meeting together, and I wanted to have them overseen by a replicant or artificial intelligence assistant who would be like we'd have the modern day Alexa or Apple Talk or any of these devices in our homes that sort of listen and help us and order food for us and all such things. So I wanted to hark back to medieval times to look at the sort of idea of the counterpoint of really olden days and how we live our lives with technology. So it really is a comedy about technology, but also about the endurance of friendship. So Rub-a-Dub-Dub, well, there's lots of research about this nursery rhyme, where it came from. Some experts say it dates right back to the 14th century. Some say it's nearer the end of the 18th century. But regardless, there is a strong body of evidence to show that there was a nursery rhyme or a children's rhyme that went along the lines of Rub-a-Dub-Dub, three men in a tub, and who do you think they be? The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, and all of them out to sea. Some of the versions say the last line as a knaves, all three. A knave would be a sort of a joker or a bit of a bold boy. So that's an interesting concept in terms of the play. So I took that idea and then based my three main characters, the three men who are old friends and meet about every 5 years or so. They're not, they live in different countries, they get together and they're very old friends, being in school together, a lot of shared history. And, instead of the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, there's sort of a modern spin on that. One of them runs a successful meat import company. One of them is a cook and has published a book. And one of them is not quite a candlestick maker, but he's an artist and he creates figurines from wax and wood and other things. So there is a sort of a good connection to the olden days, if you like. Then they're joined by Cece. So Cece is a replicant or a digital assistant, and while she's represented by a real person on stage, she is meant to be a replicant that you might have seen in Blade Runner and other such films. So she does look human, but she is in fact a fully automated robot ran by very, very hyper-intelligent software. So in this mix, we have a meeting. They literally are getting together to have their sort of infrequent meetings. So let me introduce the characters. So first of all, we have Neil, and Neil is the host of the dinner. He's a very successful cook, chef rather. He's written some books. He's made a lot of money out of technology and his cooking, so he's quite wealthy, and he's hosting the dinner party in a sort of an grand old house somewhere. I don't specify where. It could be Scotland, Ireland, Denmark, anywhere. It's not meant to be in a particular location. It's just a big old house. And Neil is a kind of I suppose of all the friends, he's the most emotional of them. He's a very sensitive individual, and he's actually a little bit of a hypochondriac as well. So he's very prone to, feigning sickness or pretending that he has many, many ailments, and his friends over the years are kind of a bit bored with it and just, it's like the boy who cried wolf. At some stage he's going to say he's sick and they won't believe him, and he really will be sick. But Neil has decided to tell the others that he's had enough of getting old and life in general, and he's thinking about assisted dying or euthanasia in a clinic in Switzerland. So he wants to make this big lofty announcement, and he wants to get their reaction, and he wants to see how will they try and dissuade him, or will he just go ahead with it. So that's his prime reason for bringing them all together. But He wants to milk it for everything it's worth. Dan is a classic pragmatist. He's very understanding of the process of getting old. He knows that he's slowly and surely falling apart, but he refuses to bend to technology or cosmetic surgery. He really wants to grow old gracefully, and he represents everything about sort of the old school thought of, well, this is our shot at life. We make the best of it and we move on. You can't live forever and you can't cheat death. So he is getting old. He uses a wooden cane. He uses glasses, whereas, the play predicts that you can get all these medical treatments done very easily, laser surgery, artificial hips. You can literally become slightly robotic yourself, which is the counterpoint to the way CC is a fully automated, living forever replicant. And then we introduce Bobby. So Bobby is the Iceman cometh. So Neil and Dan are already there, and CC is there. They're sort of setting up, if you like, the play. The banter is good. They're setting the scene, and they're waiting for Bobby. They're waiting for the Iceman. They're waiting for this talked about character. And Bobby is absolutely larger than life. Bobby has emigrated to the States. He's made his money. When he bursts onto the scene in his helicopter, he arrives in, and he's in an exoskeleton suit. If any of you don't know what that is, just Google it. But it's a sort of he's been in a helicopter crash, and he had some spinal injuries. So this is a suit that is like a Roboman suit or Iron Man suit. It sort of covers some of his body, and it enables him to walk upright and to function, to walk and to do other things. And he's very proud of this suit and how much it cost, and how he's, technology has cheated death for him. So him and Dan are immediately at each other, at loggerheads, if you like, over the cheating of the natural aging process versus using technology. And this is a subject I'm fascinated in. I've read many books about, how we can prolong our life artificially, but ultimately, there's always an end game. So are we just prolonging unnecessarily? Even if you look at the stats of the average age of human beings, we're slowly but surely pushing that out. It's not unusual to meet 100-year-old people now. In a century from now, it will not be unusual to meet 120, 130-year-old people. So, the technology is there to prolong our lives, but is that the right thing to do? Is it ethical? Is it moral? So these are questions that are brought up, thankfully, in a comedic setting. So I hope some of you saw my last play, Extremophiles. I know some of you were very good to support it. Thank you. And that was very much a dystopian piece about, how we're slowly but surely winding the planet down. And, there was a Noah's Ark sort of idea to it, that maybe some of the last human beings were left, and what very critical decisions they would have to make about their own existence and their own longevity. And it was, very much set in a cauldron of emotion and critical ideas and decisions that would have to be made. This is part of the next play, Rub-a-Dub-Dub, is part of what I call the location trilogy. It is set in a very specific location, and it stays in that location for the entire play, but it is very much a comedy. I do like writing comedy, and I really did want to bend my comedic elbow a little bit on this one and flex my funny muscles, if you pardon the expression. So that is where we are with the play. I really hope you come along and see it. If you've any questions, I'm sure Birgit or Christopher will know how to get in touch with me. I'm happy to come and talk to you more about it or give you more information. I hope you come and see the play. It's being directed by the at this stage legendary Klaus Boo, who's a very well-known director and actor himself. And the cast is Ian Burns, Andrew Jeffers, Suna Svaneker, and Nana Mathilde Valborg Bjerke. I hope I got that last name right. Apologies if not. And it's on starting in March of 2022. So any questions, please get in touch with me, and I hope you find this introduction useful. Thank you.